I don't really do predictions about like both fighters. Of course, Thurman from Florida, so you
yeah,
got
Florida
to
boys.
Florida boy. But at the same time, this is a tough fight for him because Fundora is no easy task. But it's an age thing, and like he said, it's age, it's family. You know what I'm saying? It's knowledge.
Life is different, yeah.
Yeah, we know where to go. We know what we need to do. We know how we feel because we've been through this several times. With a young kid, he don't know. He's just learning. So for him, he got to stay at it.
Power of now, man. The backstories, the layoffs, the injuries, none of that matters right here, right now. Only this fight matters. Y'all got short-term memories on TikTok anyway, scrolling all day long. Keith Thurman needs one new highlight reel, and we're going to get the world hyped once again about the Thurman show.
Yeah.
With just 24 hours left until fight night, the tension is at its peak. Roy Jones Jr. joins top analysts to deliver final predictions on Keith Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora. And according to Roy Jones Jr., Thurman has only one clear path to victory. Anything else could lead to disaster.
Two ways, ain't no windows, ain't none of that. He got two ways, the front door and the back door. Now he gotta be tricky because he gotta make sure Fundora thinks he's at the front when he comes through the back, or he gotta make sure Fundora thinks he's at the back when he comes through the front. But it ain't but two ways enough for him because, truthfully speaking, there's no way he's gonna outpoint Sebastian Fundora. You understand me? That's just not gonna happen. So one time is looking for a KO. One time I already said when he hit him, his mind gonna change, and that's what his plan is. To hit him and change his mind. Mess up all the cellular thoughts in his body. That's what he wants to do because he knows.
The cells in his brain gonna say morning.
That's the only way for him to win.
Andre Ward also weighs in, breaking down the risks on both sides. He highlights how dangerous this matchup is, pointing out that both fighters carry tools that can completely change the fight in seconds.
Guy, by 7-8 years, whatever it is, you want to set that pace. Now, you don't want to be stupid because that power is still there.
Yeah.
Right? That IQ is still there, and you can run into a shot. Keith Thurman is still very, very good. We haven't seen a lot of them, but we saw the few fights that he had over the last couple of years, and it's not like he doesn't have it anymore. He still can get out of the way. He still can, he still got the power and he still got a skill set. The question is, can he do it against this guy? But I think for Fundora is going to be who he's always been. He's going to look for action. He's going to try to close the space. And even when they're inside, I said that Fundora doesn't use his height or his reach. Technically, it's still very hard to hit a target that tall. He's 6'5.5". So even though
Roy Jones Jr. dives deeper into his prediction, explaining why this fight is much closer than many people believe. On paper, it may look one-sided, but inside the ring, it's a completely different story.
Predictions about like both fighters. Of course, Thurman from Florida, so you got to
Florida boys.
Florida boy. But at the same time, this is a tough fight for him because Fundora is no easy task. Now the good thing about Thurman is he knows what's at hand. He knows what it takes to take down the giant. You understand me? He understands everything about what's going on right now. And that is a beautiful thing. Although he's been inactive, he still knows what he needs to do. And I love that part about it. Fundora, on the other hand, he don't really know what he's up against yet because he's seen Keith, but he's never been in front of Keith. You understand me? So he don't quite have the experience that Keith has. But Fundora is an exceptional fighter with crazy talent, crazy skills. How do you find a 6'6" guy, 6'6"?
Mike Coppinger predicts an all-out war. He expects both fighters to bring non-stop action, with momentum constantly shifting from round to round.
Look, I think it's an excellent fight. I think it's going to be an action fight, Max. You're talking about a guy in Fundora who's only in action fights, and Thurman, I think people forget, right? Because it's been a while since he's really been at the top. He's been inactive, but he's been in a ton of action fights too, whether it was Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, and I think this is going to be a more competitive fight than a lot of.
Gabriel Rosado leans toward Fundora but warns not to count Thurman out. With his power and experience, Thurman always carries the ability to change everything with one punch.
Only ever been at the worst competitive with somebody. Come on now. It should be a good action fight, but does Keith have a chance to win?
It's a toss-up. I think he has the experience, he has the IQ, and he definitely has the punching power, to keep Fundora honest. And I think with Fundora's volume of punches, he's going to leave holes in there for Keith to be able to throw those big shots in between. So, I lean a little bit towards.
Brian Mendoza believes a sharp and refreshed Thurman could become Fundora's worst nightmare, especially if he finds his rhythm early.
Like Thurman, was kind of figuring things out height-wise and just difficulty-wise with it. And he's just, I'm kind of hearing the right things. So I feel like he might, get the job done. I'm still kind of leaning towards Fundora because the only thing that makes me hesitate on that is that we have to see if Thurman can still be young. Every time he fights, we're like, okay, the ring rush is going to look old, and he does it. He comes back sharp. He looks rested, if anything. So as long as he's not old, I think he's a very dangerous style for Fundora.
Do you think Fundora's improvement has been overstated?
Rolando Romero sees danger on both sides. He acknowledges Thurman's knockout power but emphasizes that Fundora's height and reach give him a serious advantage.
Keith Thurman, I don't know. Well, the inactivity and all that, but you got to realize this: Keith Thurman is a monstrous puncher, and on top of it, he likes to throw loopy shots, and that's what Fundora gets hit with a lot. So, but also, that dude has a cheat code, so he's like...
As anticipation builds, predictions flood in. Teddy Atlas questions whether Thurman still has enough left for such a demanding fight. He warns that Fundora's constant pressure could wear him down, turning this into a battle of endurance.
The question for Teddy Atlas. That's what I'm asking myself. If he has to go there, can he go there? Because I think he might have to go there. Because Fundora, either you're going to hurt him, you're going to knock him out, which he gives you a chance to do, or he's going to take you to that dark place. He's going to test what's inside you. He's going to test how much you want to still do this. He's going to do that because he's going to keep coming behind that jab, that long jab that he doesn't care if it's long or short. He's going to keep coming, and he is using his height a little better than he used to. He's making it harder for you, but he does.
Teddy Atlas highlights Thurman's quick left hook as a key weapon. He believes it could catch Fundora when he stands tall or gets too close. But he makes it clear Thurman's advantage isn't raw power, it's timing and precision.
He uses his legs to get in, to deliver it real quick. I could see opportunities where Fundora is standing straight up, gets into that pocket, into the other man's punching zone, too close, and all of a sudden Thurman can come from outside, inside, bop, and hit him a left hook right on the chin. And here's the question: what happens? I'm going to shock some people. I told you all the great things I think about Thurman. You know what I don't think? I don't think he's the one-time, that was his name, one-time Keith Thurman. I never thought he was that puncher. I thought he was a good puncher, very athletic, I said that already. But I never thought he was that. He's a good puncher.
Continuing his analysis, Roy Jones Jr. explains that Thurman will be at a natural disadvantage against Fundora's height. Even at close range, the angles won't favor him. This means Thurman must rely more on accuracy and timing than pure force.
The opponent is not eye to eye to you. So Keith Thurman still has to punch up.
And it takes away from your power, punching up. You understand me? So it's like, it's going to be tough for Keith because, like you said, he's going to be inside with a guy that's not eye to eye, a guy you got to punch up to, which is going to take away from some of that punching power because gravity pulls down, not up. You're going against gravity when you're going up. So it's going to make it very difficult there too.
Man, this is one of my favorite storylines going into a big fight. I love two young guys that are trying to cross over into a different realm if they beat one another. But I also love this too, when you have an older fighter who still got something left in the tank. Can he get it done?
On the other side, Sebastian Fundora remains calm and focused. He dismisses all the pre-fight hype, stating that none of it matters once the bell rings. Experience, reputation, none of it guarantees victory.
This sport of boxing, it's called the hurt business as well. People want to see knockouts, people want to see the blood, people want to see violence. My last fight, I had a shirt that said, "Silence is violence." In boxing, there's no talking. You could talk all you want outside the ring, but as soon as you step into the ring, it's a whole different story.
Do you think he's talking too much, and does that get you more mad that it doesn't matter to you going into the fight?
We all know Keith Thurman. We all know Keith Thurman's a big talker. Of course, he backs it up all the time, great fighter. But we all know that he likes to talk, and he'll go on for 30 minutes, an hour, and I don't know how he does it. Applause to him for doing that because, talking for a minute for me is like, dang, man, time's going.
Thurman responds with confidence. He claims he has already figured Fundora out and knows exactly how to break him down. For Thurman, this fight isn't about hype. It's about making a statement and proving a point.
But there's always somebody out there who's got your number, man. Always somebody, you know, and I believe I got it. Plus, you know, your man Mendoza here, we were just chatting. He gave me the cheat code. He said, it's up, up, left, down, move to the left, move to the right, check hook, then give him the right, 99, 90. All right? So we're going to give you that flashback, baby. Don't worry. You might have forgot. It's okay. I don't know. You see his face? You remember a little bit? A little bit, you remember it? Don't worry. I'll help you remember come March 28th, all right? Look, man, this is boxing. This is greatness. Think I'm here for the belt. You think I'm here for you, for the fame? Man, I'm here to make history.
Tim Bradley backs Thurman but makes it clear, this will not be easy. He describes Fundora as a pressure-built fighter who embraces tough moments and refuses to back down.
I've been praying for Keith Thurman. However, he fighting one of my fellow brethrens from Coachella, California. We don't mind that damn heat. Sebastian Fundora don't mind that damn heat. He actually embraces it. Fundora's the type of fighter that come in with his mind already made up. I ain't going nowhere. I'm about to take your best, but can you take mine? He a soldier. He a soldier. Yeah. It's been a minute since he been knocked on his...
Bradley explains that Thurman could start strong, using his speed and ring IQ to create early success. But maintaining that success against constant pressure is a completely different challenge.
You know what's coming. That's what it is. Oh, you gonna try your hat. Oh, you gonna try hard, Keith. Oh, yeah, you got a little heart. You got a little heart, bro. Yeah, you gonna try. You gonna try. Oh, yeah. You gonna have a little success, too, because, you know, early on, you gonna have some quick feet. And you gonna be trying to slide in the range, you know, explode in with combinations. You know, try to bag this man off, you know, knock this dude off his block, right? Make him pick up his feet a little bit. You might have some success with that, you know. You might let him come to you and, you know, you a good thinker, Keith. I ain't gonna lie. You got a high boxing IQ, bro. Oh, you got...
Lehan McCoy supports Thurman, pointing to his movement and complete skill set. Meanwhile, Max Kellerman adds that Thurman will need a fight-changing moment, one big shot, to overcome Fundora's relentless style.
He got the famous all-star Hall of Famer Winky Wright in his corner helping him out down there. We forget how good Keith Thurman is. You talk about intelligence, ring IQ, he can move, he can box, he can fight, he can do it all. We forget that one time is gonna do it one more time. I'm going with Keith Thurman for the win.
No, it's interesting when you think about the way Thurman might win the fight. I think he needs to land something fight-altering at some point.
That's right.
Like a big shot. Because what you said earlier, Mike, is true. Fundora has such a high work rate, plus he enjoys the height and the reach. It's difficult if the fight just kind of goes along. At some point, Keith is going to have to do something big in that fight.
Jaron Andis admits he's torn. Logic says Fundora, but instinct suggests Thurman could pull off something unexpected. It's the kind of fight where anything can happen.
At first, I was thinking like Fundora gonna win, but now I got a weird feeling. I don't know. I got a weird feeling that Keith Thurman gonna win. I don't know why and I don't know how, but I got a weird feeling that Keith Thurman gonna win, or he might drive him or something. Like I don't know. I think he might just catch him. Like,
yo, I see everybody picking Fundora, right? And
I think Fundora. I really think Fundora gonna win because he well. At first, I was thinking Fundora was gonna win because he younger, he got the length, he got the reach. Thurman old, you know, I don't think, when the last time he been in the ring? I don't remember the last time he been in the ring.
He fought in Australia not too long ago.
Yeah.
But
Greg Hockett points out that Fundora is improving rapidly, but this is his toughest test yet. He questions whether Thurman still has enough left to handle such pressure over a full fight.
I mean, I feel like Fundora's been on the roll, he's been getting better, but I would say this is the best fighter he's been in the ring with so far. Well, we'll be getting in the ring with thus far. Keith Thurman at the same time, he's been through a lot in boxing. He's been through a lot with his body. We don't really know how much he has left on this level. We seen him with Brock Jarvis, got him right out of there. That's what he's supposed to do.
ASAP.
I mean, you Keith Thurman. that shows to us that, yeah, he still got some gas. There's still some gas there, but do you have it to be in there with a giant and going to war with him all night? You know what I mean? And is the game plan really...
Hockett adds that the stakes couldn't be higher. A win for Thurman puts him back at the top. A win for Fundora pushes him into elite status, joining names like Manny Pacquiao, who previously defeated Thurman.
It's going to be a great fight, though, because Keith Thurman, for the most part, is a man of his word. He's going to fight you. You know what I'm saying? But Fundora, is he going to try to make adjustments, or is he just going to go in there and beat Fundora? It's a lot riding on it. It's a lot riding on it because Thurman could put himself top of the weight class. A win like that puts you at the top of the weight class, to be honest. And if Fundora win, he go on a great list because the only man to beat Keith Thurman is Manny Pacquiao. So, I mean, you know, this is actually a great...
Gary Russell Jr. shares a balanced view. While he supports Thurman personally, his prediction leans toward Fundora. Still, he believes Thurman always has a puncher's chance.
I was asking my prediction. Honestly, just got finished putting a little run in it, man. I was thinking about the fight, man. Keith Thurman and Fundora. Everything in me want to go with Keith. That's my man. We came up together. We go way back. But there's a big part of me that actually want to go with Fundora. My bad, Keith, man. But I got to keep it real with myself and the fans, man. I just wanted to put it out there, man. I'm rooting for Keith. I hope Keith win. He definitely always got a puncher's chance. Hopefully he can get Fundora up out of there, but and my personal...
Bernie the Boxer backs Fundora, arguing that Thurman hasn't been a consistent knockout threat in recent years. He believes Fundora is the safer pick going into the fight.
Next week, you got Keith Thurman versus Fundora.
Yeah, I'm favoring Fundora.
Yeah.
I'm favoring Fundora. I think, you know, Keith Thurman he doesn't knock nobody out now. He doesn't knock nobody down. You know, those was at the lower level that he was knocking people out. You know, he had a big reputation in the amateurs, which was 20 years ago. And he hasn't been one time in a long time. You know, it sounds good, but he's...
Abel Sanchez raises concerns about Thurman's inactivity. Long breaks from the ring could affect timing and sharpness, especially against a high-pressure fighter like Fundora. Still, he predicts Fundora will win, but not easily.
For me, has been too inactive as of late. He's had several years off, a couple times, 3 times, I think, and I think that's gonna hold him back in this fight. He's getting a little older. He's 35, 36, somewhere in there, and Fundora seems to be getting better, not much better, but getting better as a champion. So I see a tough fight for Fundora, but I see Fundora winning it. I don't see Sebastian having a dramatic knockout over Keith Thurman. I think Keith Thurman is going to go 12 rounds, and if it gets stopped, it just be in the corner where, just like with Nonita Donaire the other night. Just, you know, there's a time when there's...
Now, everything comes down to fight night. It's timing versus pressure, power versus volume, experience versus momentum. Keith Thurman looks for that one perfect moment, while Sebastian Fundora aims to break him down round by round. One moment can change everything. One mistake can decide it all. This fight will shape what comes next for both men. So the question is simple: who wins? Drop your prediction below, like the video, and subscribe for more boxing content. Fire.